What is going on, everybody? How are you guys doing today? This is your boy Christian Israel. It is Monday. I almost said July. I'll tell you why July is soon. But January 24th, 6 p.m. The markets are just now closing. We are your closing Monday night to see what we want, to see what's going on in here. To see what's going on in here right now. So, welcome, guys, as people get in here. We're going to kind of watch these charts go ahead and go down. It's nothing new. Anybody that pops on right now knows pretty well, that we have been nailing and killing these targets. These targets have been hitting left and right. We did say that I expected it went a little deeper than expected, but not by much. I thought we'd stop around 37K. 35K, which we're back above, and it just came down to 32.9. It's a little bit deeper, but today, guys, we're going to talk about that. We're going to go into it. We're going to break that down. We're going to go into some news, what's kicking off, and just kind of chat this up. Of course, Mr. Leo, what's going on, brother? How are you doing? It is good to see you. It is good to see you. Happy Monday to you. And as we build this, I'm surprised we have a channel because people are not getting notifications for this because guess what? They have been taking all of my YouTube videos down. Doesn't matter what it is or what it's been about. The sermons they've taken down. They've also taken down anything about Cardano, United Nations, anything. That's just what they're doing right now. And you know what? Let them. Because I'm going to go live and we're going to talk about it. The more this goes, the more we're going to do it. And I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it. So, this is what I see. This is what I see happening so far. I think we just went from the A. We did the A wave on the way up on that correction, and this is our B, and now we're in our C. That's just what I think there. I mean, you know, some people could say A, B, C, but I think it's A, B, C, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? I think that is what we see. Now, I guess is what we could see. I mean, you know, people could say this is an extended fifth, down fifth, and now this is just A, and then we're going to have B and then C, which on the overall, that actually would be nice. Because then you look like this, you look like this, and then you look like this. That is the larger move. Now, here's my thing, though. That's a little too even because I believe that that's C, and this is on the grand scale of things, guys. Where it goes to like that, somewhere down there like that, somewhere in that area. Now, according to this, though, we're going to get a bounce here. So let me play that out for now because that's probably going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves down in a larger ABC. That is what I see, but that's where we are. I'm not going to plan on being here too long. We're going to jump into some news and just kick this thing off. I hope everything is going well for you guys. It has been a scary time the last 2 weeks for everybody who has not been listening to this channel or Crypto Whale or Blockchain Backer. I'd say those are the three that I only heard about deeper corrections in the pumps. So we have been nailing it. We've been looking for the bottom. So the question is now, what are we going to do? What to expect next? Do we see 20K or 50K next? I kind of answered that question, so killed your anticipation there already. But today we're going to jump into the markets, going to see what happens if this rolls up and XRP pops. Because XRP did hit our target of 62 cents on that move. So from there we'll go. In the meantime, what is up, Dr. CEO? I see you, brother. How are you? It is good to see you. Welcome back in here, man. I like to see that we are getting a bunch of people coming on into the channel again. I miss some of the old faces. You know, there were nights, guys, before we had like 100 or 200 people in here and a lot of comments and things going. So we'll get there again. I obviously love to stream during the bear markets. That seems to be my thing. The bear markets is when I stream. The bear markets are when I stream because during the normal times, everyone's screaming to 100K, 200K. Nobody wants to listen to somebody like me. They want to see somebody say the big targets, which If you got in during the bear market last time with us, then you have done very well. That also means you would have got into Bitcoin during this, not that ascending triangle, my bad. This ascending triangle that actually got us in, right in here is when I think I started my channel. When did we start this channel? Yeah, we started this channel like January? I think somewhere in here. Because I know some people were able to buy Cardano in March. So I know, I'm going to say January 2020 is when I started this. Because we went through that whole second part of bear market, which is crazy, which is very similar to right now. I mean, if we zoom in real quick, and let's just go check out January. Let's just go check it out. Here's January. Right here. And the bull market structure, because we just hadn't bottomed out, but we are getting ready to start the bull bottom structure. We started January on the up, just like this. And we're going to take our parabolic curve to show you to play out. And just like this, that's not where I want to do that. I think we want to start here and see if we can get it all the way around. Yoink. There we go. Okay. Trying to break this parabolic structure. Instead, this is, again, guys, it's 2019. 2019 to 2020. So this is November, right? November. Quite the opposite of our November, right? So you see October broke down into November. And then, guys, we actually on the way up. This is 2019 to 2020. We continued to move up that parabolic move. So we went up and then we broke down, which was C19, making a 58% move. And from there, guys, we V-bottomed out over the next few days. And what I mean by that is it took us, oh, that is not the right, that is a price thing. I need date. Thank you. It took us to really get back to where we were 55 days, almost 2 months. So last time we had this big drop, it took us 2 months to get back to where we were. And that was in a bull market. So let's just have fun here. If we're going to play this out, oh, well, look at that. I actually drew that at 69 days, almost 2 months. That puts us in March, which is the end of the first quarter, which I could see that very possible. And here's why I see that, because the end of the first quarter is when I believe the complete thing is going to just crumble. What I mean by that is the finance market, traditionals, right? Equities markets. I believe those are going to roll over come into the first quarter and the second quarter. And that is kind of what we're seeing right here. And, you know, that has a big deal to do with what's going on in the crypto. And if you guys know, we have this case called the SEC versus XRP, if you've ever heard of it. And there's been some serious breaking news left and right going on, including a filing. And that is something that we're going to go ahead and get to right now. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and jump into this. Yes, I love the fun graphics. We have the XRP community here, a tweet by James K. Filan. It says here, XRP community, SEC, government versus Ripple. Defendants have filed an objection to the SEC's request for additional time to file a motion for reconsideration of Judge Netmer's DDP ruling. Now, we're not going to read this whole thing, but there's been a couple of responses here. And here's one that's in this specifically that argues that says, despite having the you know what? It's alive. It's alive. This is what we're going to do. It's alive. We got time. Because I will also want to see what happens here. I'm expecting an entry possibly at 59 cents for XRP right now. I'm going to try to catch that. Looks like maybe 60 on the head. A back test. let me look here. We are looking at 5920 possibly as an entry. I know we're kind of working its way here. We hit the pivot, rejected. Now it depends if we 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even though we 1, 2, 3 up, we could 1, 2, 3 down on the wave structure. So I'm looking for an entry. Had a couple good trades today. Trying to catch and trying to catch up like everybody else. Everyone wants to, when the markets go down, we got to make our money somehow. And the way to make our money on the back end, guys, is day trading for me outside of passive income, right? Because our passive income is staking, but at the same time, passive income keeps going down. The crypto market has gone down, 54% was the top for Bitcoin, 54%. So that's a pretty deep drop. So if you're not feeling it right now, that means you don't have enough crypto. I'll tell you that right now because I'm feeling it, and I guarantee you all these moon boys, if they did not sell, and they're true hodlers like me, I'm a hodler until my targets are hit. Crow hit 96 cents, CRO, which is Crypto.com's coin, and I got out at 96 cents, and it's down to like 33 now. So when targets get hit, I get out, and that's what I'm looking for to do with this retrace. This is a whole nother ball game, but I believe this letter here, in this case, will have a lot to do with how this plays out. Has a lot to do. So let me read it to you, okay? We have here Dr. Judge Netburn. On behalf of Bradley Garlinghouse, Chris Larson, and Ripple Labs, remember this is Chris and Brad's defense team responding to the filed motion for the SEC to have extended time to go over the discovery and extended time to not give us the same documents they were supposed to give us. But let's go ahead and read into this. We write in opposition to the SEC's request to an extension of time to file more documents attached to an oversized motion for partial reconsideration for the court's January 13th, 2022 order. The SEC requests 4 weeks to file its motion for reconsideration where Local Rule 6.3 provides for 2, leave to file another 28-page brief where court practices allow only 5, and 3, leave to submit approximately 66 more documents to the court for in-camera inspection that could have been provided by the SEC prior to the court's already extensive review, and that the SEC now claims support a new argument. The SEC's attempt to inject, delay, and re-argue its position based on additional materials and new arguments is improper. Reconsideration is not an invitation for parties to treat the court's initial decision as the opening of a dialogue in which that party may use such a motion to advance new theories or advance new evidence in response to the court's rulings. That's a quote from CRM Holdings Limited, a litigation. So that's what they found there, that based on discovery rulings, the prosecution cannot change how they're coming after them, right? So it says defendants sought the documents covered by the court's order for almost a year. In the meantime, fact discovery has passed. 17 fact witnesses have been deposed, and expert reports have been filed. As this case approaches a new phase of motions practice, defendants are entitled to review these documents to prepare their defenses to the SEC's claims. Any further delay to allow the SEC to present new or additional evidence or to raise new arguments that are plainly not appropriate on a motion for reconsideration would only prejudice defendants. We're going to find out a lot about Judge Netburn here soon. We really are. We're going to find out, guys, if we are up to our neck in corruption. We're going to find out real soon. Here's what the letter continues to say. The SEC has had plenty of time and opportunity to put before the court whatever arguments or documents it wished. The SEC already filed declarations in support of its privilege assertions that this court already considered. In addition to substantial briefing and oral argument, nothing the SEC proves to submit now is new or intervening, nor does the SEC seem to assert the court overlooked important matters controlling decisions that might reasonably be expected to alter the conclusion reached by the court. Instead, the SEC apparently seeks re-argument on the basis of dozens of self-selected documents it logged months before the court issued its January 13, 2022 order. What's more, they continue, the SEC apparently intends to argue, contrary to its repeated assertions and sworn statements, biggest part here, that Director Bill Hinman's June 8, 2018 speech represented only his personal views, that Entry 9 of Appendix A and similar documents were as essential linked in the SEC's deliberative process with respect to Ether and other digital assets. This is a reversal of the SEC's litigation position to date. Before the court's order, the SEC argued that these documents were protected by the deliberative process privilege because they reflected internal agency communications on what Director Hinman's June 2018 speech should say. Despite having the opportunity to argue in its prior briefing an argument that Entry 9 and similar documents related to agencies' deliberations about the regulation of Ether or digital assets more broadly, it did not. It cannot do so now. The SEC should not benefit from its wait-and-see approach to continue delaying the production of potentially exculpatory documents defendants have been seeking for the better part of a year. The local rules and courts' practices prescribe ample time and space for the SEC to articulate its position on the single aspect of the court's order that it intends to challenge. The motion should be denied. Denied. What do you feel? How do you feel? What do you think? What are you thinking? I think this is great. I think the lawyers continue to kill it. And that the motion should be denied. 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 I don't know about you, but man, the court system is corrupt. But we're going to find out what here exactly is going on. We're going to find out where Judge Netbird stands. Because again, guys, we covered this because, yes, XRP, but this affects all of crypto. All of crypto. And when I say all of crypto here, let's go ahead and open this up. We're going to load a chart here. And we're going to load a long-term Bitcoin trend. And there's probably not going to be much here. We're going to go ahead and go all the way back. Oh, this is ETH BTC? Oh, man. You can tell it's been a while since I touched this chart. We're just going to delete everything because I want to go to, we're going to go to total. Total crypto market. Okay. This is your total crypto market right now. I see some waves happening. One, is this one here? Two, and some people will argue three, right? But then you have 1, 2, 3. Now we have 4, 5. There is still some waves left in here, and I believe within here we have to have. See, there's our 5, right? So, on the grand scheme of things, 1, 2, 3, come down to here, probably here-ish. 4, then we're off again. And what that is going to be your big wave, right? And this is what we're looking at right now. So we guys are in an absolute correction, and this is not ready. And, you know, I mean, I'm not really mad at this saying 2025. That's where I see that massive top, and this saying 2023, you know. I mean, I could see this. Obviously, corrections happen much faster than we grind our way up. So this is really what we're looking at. This year, a massive come down and touch, then on our way up. That's what I see. That's, again, guys, that's just long term because got to have a correction for it to go up, but we're not quite done yet. Crypto is not over yet. Yeah, it's unbelievable what happens. I mean, we're going to see. And I think, again, this lawsuit has allowed not just that and some of the other stuff we're going to go over to stretch out what's going on, where we're at in the crypto space. And for you guys, a kind of quick 5-minute chart drop down. You can see here, this is where we broke down here at 43. This is an area that I spoke about last week. I kind of drew this out for you. ABC pointed down to this area. We were looking at this target, and that's exactly where we came to. It just took literally a month to play out. I thought it'd be quick, and it did drop down there. It pumped up, and it came back down to give us 1, 2, and 3 waves down here. A, B, C of that part of it to work our way back up here on this leg here. So we are zooming back into that 5-minute, which we just looked at here, so you guys get a better context. We thought we were going to break down more. It faked us out. Now here is the craziest thing, man. This is crazy. This is just insane. This is the 1-minute chart. This is the 1-minute chart. Okay? I'm going to let you know. Right here, that's midnight. This is midnight. So right here, at 5 o'clock this morning, at 5 o'clock this morning, this is the only thing in crypto that did this. That wick on the 1-minute chart is just insane to me, because here's my thing. There's our volume. There's not a lot of I mean, there is a lot of volume there. But my issue is, see all that volume? There was no red. There was no selling. That was all green. That's all green. I mean, let's keep going, because it's crazy. That's a wick. Look, let's just zoom in on that now. That is a wick. So we're gonna get a little closer here. Let's go to 30. Oh man, here we go. Seconds. I knew I could do seconds. 30 seconds. Oh no, I can't. I have to get an even bigger plan for that, which I do not. And I do not normally look at the seconds. So we're going to be stuck in the minute. And I hope I didn't just blow your ear out when I yelled just now. But this is what I saw. And that's what broke us back above. Look at that. The parabolic tried to break back above. And this is here. Man, that's crazy. Do you guys know how much I pay a year for TradingView right now? I'm not going to say it. But it's more than $100 that I pay a month right now. And then there's still a whole nother, not a month, but a year. And there's still a whole nother level to this. Just for the seconds or adding. Okay, I didn't want to do that loud cough in your ear, guys, just now. All right, so yeah, so now we've worked our way back up. So the question is, for right now, is 38.67 something for us to watch? So as Bitcoin works its way up, will it come up to 38.67? Let's go real quick to see where that lands. Over here. So, actually, let's go here. Let's go right here. We're going to dive deep into this just to kind of get a good idea of where we're at. So this is our major move here. We're our top and our bottom. So I'm going to take just a normal little fib here and just kind of take it. Right. This is just to kind of see where we are in the overall move. We saw kind of a double top. You can see we rejected at the 615. Let me take off the VPR real quick so we can read this. Okay. 615 or 618, which is pretty good here. This is called the golden pocket, right? 52,000. Rejection, rejection. Okay. So that's just on this overall large move. So now I want to see where our resistance is from this bottom to here. So we're just going to go opposite, just for fun. Just for fun. Now, again, this is not really how I do my trade. This is how I personally look for resistances. And this is just what I'm looking for next. And so you can see here, right, when I move this here, and you guys can see this live. You can see actually, I'm going to zoom in real quick. You can see it actually wicked straight to that resistance of that other one, the 0.236 backwards, right? And then is rejecting below this 37.15. And you can kind of get a good idea of where our zone is of serious rejection. And guys, that is going to be $54,000. That is going to be my call that we should not break. But if we do get to 54K, I am shorting. Actually, what did I write down? I wrote 53K on my board. I wrote down $53,000 to short. And that's because this is the area that we are looking at. That Bitcoin should retrace to. And that's because we got this line right here. This area. Bang. This is where it's going to go to. Could it go as high as 56? I will say yes. 57,000. That is the highest that I believe it will go. But from here, I believe we are targeting this area. So long term, or midterm, I think we go this way to answer your question. And we're going to go ahead and throw a green on that. Okay? This is what I'm seeing now. That's literally what I see now. Because I don't see us coming down here and double tapping. Now, is it possible to finish this out? Yes. Can't be mad at that, because if that's a double tap, it doesn't break structure. As long as it doesn't go below 28.6, we are in a good place. As far as not going to zero. Right? Like, that is where we sit. And Bitcoin, as we wait for it to figure itself out, get levels, you see that structure playing out. You can see a large structure playing out. It already played out here like this. Here. Right? Kind of played that way, and you have it break down. And so if I'm going to do the trend here, you see the long-term move. Look at that. We're going to break here. This is really where it broke down. So it's saying it could come to 31K, but if I bring it, that's really the shoulder. It's pretty close. That's close, and I overdrew it. So here, let's draw it correctly. Look at that. Target met. Target met. Target met. So that's where it officially broke down and stayed down. And that's our target met for that breakdown. So now I believe, guys, it's more for us to make this setup, which will give us, okay, now this is crazy, it's going to give us this here. Whoop. Head. Whoop. Shoulder. Which then, guys, our target for that would be a lot bigger. Which will be pink. Look at that. Right here. I'm going to draw right here, live for probably 5 of us. No one's going to see this, and no one's going to care, but we're going to mark this down 6 months from now. This is what we're getting ready to look at, guys. And these are the charts. I'm not a moon boy. If I was a moon boy, I'd put 5,000 like that, right? My face, that's not really how I do it, man. This is blood in the markets. It's the streets. We're here to make some serious money and look at it for our investing purposes and our day trading purposes, you know? And this is what I see. You got the head and shoulders, inside the head and shoulders, and then it's up. And that's crazy. So we'll see if that plays out. Let's check out XRP real quick. See what's going on in the ZERP world. XRP working its way back, I said, to 59.2. This is what I'm looking at. Probably going to hit this little pivot here. But this is a good spot. 62.1. We'll see. 1, 2, 3. If it's 3 in 29 minutes, this candle will close and we'll go from there. But we're not going to be here that long. But look at that. Look at that. It's already wicking right off of it. You guys get to see this live. Wicking right off of it. And this is kind of how it goes. This is how I trade. This is what I look for. I use my fibs just to try to get good support and resistances, because that's what it's about. People can go back and look at, their long-term lines and all that stuff. I use fibs for support and resistance moves. It's not, yeah, I can predict, 74 cents or 60 cents or 50 cents or $2. That stuff doesn't really matter long term because we're hodling. We don't know how long it's going to take to get there. So the goal for me is to get there, is to figure out how to do this quickly. And for me, it's the fibs. And I see 59.2 maybe as the turnaround spot, but it also hasn't touched 58.19 yet, which also happens to be a 382 over here, which it never came back. Well, it did come back to touch. It just never came back to back test. So I'm looking at those areas. If XRP does wick and close below 59.2, which is our 50% mark, you guys know anything at the 50% mark on the fibs, if it doesn't, stay there, then we go down another level. But I don't think we're going to see that. I am in the process of, the bloodbath is over. We're in our retrace and we're heading up. So be ready to unload those bags soon. And that's why we're going to stream until it's time to dump those bags every Monday and every Wednesday. And when you see things, there are other things going on that I broke down. If you check out my Twitter, I broke down this thread on January 26th about a letter that was given to MicroStrategy. Here, I'll click here. That the SEC was investigating Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy for the way they are doing their books. And so what I did is I did a breakdown here of where Bitcoin was the day they sold and where they didn't sell and when the news broke. And here, I'll bring that up for you right now. And this is the chart. So a Black Chain backer likes to break it all down, and I won't break down every single part of that post. I tell you, just go look at it. But, the bull flag breakout, back test, double tap, right? Like, that's what I kind of see playing out here. We'll see what goes on. But, you have the breakout here, the back test. But then Michael Saylor, gets the letter from the SEC, and this is where things get interesting. This is the CME futures here. This is the CME futures right here. So here, Saylor gets the letter, okay? And boom, that's when it actually breaks support, right? We're here. Saylor gets the letter. Things go down. This is on the 3. This is on the, here, let's do this. No, we're not doing that. We're doing the daily. Here we go. Okay? There, now you can see it. See that gap right there? That's when Saylor gets the letter. Boom. It just opens up the next morning lower. And we're on our way down. And that's what broke this wick right here. And then December 3rd is the letter, right? So, boom. Now, the news broke recently, and I'm going to go back and show you this, okay? News broke recently here on January 21st that he actually received that letter, okay? He actually received that letter. They said it was January 1st or January 21st, and look what happened on the 21st. Bang. Down. And that's when I took that second leg down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? This is our 5 waves down. This is the break of 3, break of 5. But here's the thing that crazy to me is, you see this gap right here, this yellow, to me, guys, I call those the gaps. And that's when it took off on July 26th, which is the last time we were down here, was July of 2021, right? And there was a gap here. And now we just filled that gap right there. That gap was officially filled. But it also bounced off, look, the 50% fib here. So the fact that we're on the 50% fib here means we got to be very careful, because could work our way back up. Look at that, 51.2, the 618, which is that same area, which is why I see us back testing this area. And this is where I think we break down right here. Boom, we break. And then that double tap is coming right here at 28. And then I think that's when we come back up to bounce at 41 and work our way on back down. But this is what I see. I mean, guys, we are in a bear market, but this is when we can make our money. If you know how to short, this is when you can make a lot of money quickly. And it's because markets move down so fast. The financials and the stock market move so fast. I mean, things are going so crazy right now that you just got to be careful. I mean, even Grayscale is trying to talk about how Ripple could influence its circulating supply. Therefore, that is why they are not going to put them in their investment bank. Here, Stefan Huber reads here. This is Grayscale's fund. Did not meet the qualitative inclusion criteria. XRP. Right? They also kept out Solana. They also kept out Algorand. Do you see that? But what they kept in there is yeah, that was when they kept it out. It said exclusion was Cardano. That was back then, right? They're keeping out Cardano. Let's see here. What else? Increases or decreases in the circulating supply of the fund component, which occur gradually over an extended period of time for a number of reasons, including in connection with mining or staking activity. Those are two factors that drive changes in market capitalization weighting of a fund component. That's why. So, and then you got the Bitcoin guys here, Bitcoin Magazine, and the president of El Salvador, which we're not going to go into all that, but the safest and most profitable moment to buy is when the price is down. Well, duh. But when? Because the price, guys, again, the price has been down since November. So if you bought crypto since November, unless you bought this morning, you were down. Like 90%. 90% of all crypto holders right now are underwater. Did you hear that? 90%. On Bitcoin. If you bought. I'm pretty sure. I mean, a lot of these people, how many people were here that really bought and held their Bitcoin prior to $20,000? Right? 2017. Those are the people you see shilling. But most retail investors are down. We've got clients that are down. We've got people that bought XRP. Shoot. $1.50, $1.60, $1.70. I mean, it's not as a bad buy. It's just a late buy. Now you got to wait it out. So you missed the first wave. Now you're going to have to catch the second, third, and fourth waves. You'll be there, though. You'll be okay. But you got to be careful. Because right here, this dropped today. Today. Global Affairs Canada suffers cyber attack amid Russia-Ukraine tensions. Sources.
After a multi-day, Global Affairs Canada is scrambling to recover after a multi-day network disruption. While Global Affairs and Canada's cybersecurity agency could not immediately comment, sources tell Global News the government is concerned the attack was conducted by Russia or Russian-based hackers. According to a national security source, Global Affairs has been the target of a cyber attack, but it's not clear if the alleged perpetrators actually hacked the system or merely disrupted service. The source spoke to Global News on the condition they not be named, as they're not authorized to speak about the incident.
That's interesting. I'm trying to pause that. There we go. That's interesting. What do you think? Told you they were coming. The attacks are coming. They've been pitching it. Klaus Schwab, whatever, the German guy, he's been pitching it. Said it's coming. Right now, XRP said they're holding 62.1 cents, 60.621, the 618. It's holding. So that's pretty much all I got. I know you guys have just been chilling and listening to me today, and I'm okay with that. I appreciate you guys hanging out. That's something I really enjoy, because we'll be back again Wednesday. No one wants to really talk about bloody markets. I get it. But I appreciate you all. I appreciate you, Leo and Dr. CEO, and I'm sure Mr. XRP is going to stop by and or drop a comment later, and all the guys who stop by later. Brian, I think Brian stopped by. I forgot to check my Telegram stuff. I saw I got messages, guys, on these other social medias. I haven't got a chance to get to it. Speaking of social media, if you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. If you haven't followed me yet on TikTok or Twitter, please do so. The Twitter from the scratch. So, real world talk. How are you doing? How am I doing? Well, I'm serving at my church. That seems to be a very enjoyable place for me. I enjoy being around people that believe what I believe. What human doesn't? And I'm not going to go on a sermon spiel here, but just been really good. And we have a prayer night on Tuesdays that I need to start going to. I feel like I'm drawn to go. And so I ask now, for people when they listen to this, I ask that you pray for me. I think we all need prayer. We all struggle in our own ways. But I think COVID and I think the market inflation or business or work or blessings or curses or traumas or whatever you are going through, and this season that is just continuing to, 2020 round 3, this is tough. And so in all of that, I ask for you guys, and everything you do outside of the liking and subscribing and all those things, is that you just give a shot. Pray for me. Pray for me and my family. My mom's recovering from surgery. She didn't get to really celebrate her birthday. She's actually walking around now. So that's exciting. I pray for you guys, man, because when I look at the charts, I'm not stressing about what I see in the charts. I pray that you guys are able to get to that journey of where you're going in the peace of the Lord come over you while you do that. And it's hard because we're in a place that, we don't love money, but money does a lot with what we have to deal with. I have to count dollars and cents and money every single day. In fact, I'm going to be on a podcast tomorrow talking about that. I'm going to the Poker House in Dallas and I'm on someone else's podcast tomorrow. So I'll drop a link when that goes. That's going to be pretty cool. We're going to talk poker, politics, and crypto. And so that will be fun. I look forward to that. For you guys that don't know, I love my poker. I love playing poker. I've been playing poker for 20 years. It's one of those things that I do to get away. And that's how I discuss and talk to people. You meet all different types of people. One of the people I met at playing poker in early 2000s, 2007, 2008, wonderful time in St. Louis. I used to play poker against Nelly all the time. All the time. Down in, I almost said St. Charles. The Harris, Maryville, at the Maryville Poker Room in Missouri. All the time when I was going to school at Southern Illinois University, Carbondale. So like 2004, 2005, 2006, that time. Shout out to my Teeks, Tau Kappa Epsilon Beta Chi chapter. I am a refounding member there. I was the hegemon. So a lot of crazy things back in college. But I just pray that you don't get lost, for lack of a better word, in the sauce. The sauce of the up and day every day with crypto. The sauce of the 50% correction, hoping to become a multimillionaire, because I can get lost in it. But the scriptures are very clear that you cannot have two masters. You will love one and hate the other. So we do talk crypto on here, but crypto is not my master. Crypto hopefully is not your master, Lord willing. And that these are just things that you can check on a daily basis, that this is money that we don't worship. We don't worship these markets. I work in these markets, right? These markets help me create a living, but they don't provide for me. My Lord and Savior provides for me, and I want you guys to keep that in mind, because He says the birds in the sky. That I should grab it, but it's Matthew 6:25 to 32 is the scripture. And He says, if the birds can find food and find shelter, and the flowers are dressed in brilliant clothes, how much more will the Lord clothe you? How much more will He provide for you, His creation, made in His image, as we are? So keep that in mind while we go through all this spiritual battle that is going on right now, and this corruption battle that is also going on with our finances in the world. It's all spiritual. It's all got an end game. That's why we're here. That's why this is Christ in crypto, right? That's why we're here. So I just ask you guys, pray for me. I'll pray for you. Power of prayer. Prayer and supplication. Anything that we do, ask us, and He will give us the desires of our hearts. But we have to follow Him. We have to be faithful to Him. Doesn't mean we're not going to fall back. It doesn't mean that we're not going to struggle. It doesn't mean that we're going to argue. We're going to fight. We're going to complain. Like, that is humans. We are just going to do that. You want to know the worst of human? Turn on Twitter. You want to know the best of humans? That's when you have to look inside yourself. What are you willing to do for somebody else? And that's how you know what's best of humans. And that's what our Lord and Savior did for us. He let his only son be sacrificed for us when we don't deserve it. But now he's also given us knowledge and wisdom. Proverbs 3, which I talked about today, is that those who search for wisdom, those who search and find wisdom, will be like finding the tree of life. I just thought that was crazy to me, because the tree of life is what the Lord said we can bite from in the beginning, but instead Eve took from the tree of good and evil, took from the apple, the tree of good and evil, right? But when we search for wisdom, we can have, and we find the wisdom of the Lord, which wisdom of the beginning of the wisdom is the fear of the Lord, knowledge of the Lord, understanding his almighty power. This is how we gain wisdom. And once we gain wisdom, it is like gaining the taste of the tree of life. And that's what I pray for all of us, that we are able to find the wisdom and the tree of life. Even though we know where the truth, the way, and the life is, and that's through Jesus Christ, wisdom is what we should ask of him. Of all the things that we could ask the Lord, for wisdom to make the right decisions, to make the right moves, to do the right things despite our human selves, despite our flawed selves. It's no different if we know the crypto is going to go up and we're so sure in what we research. How much more sure can we be in a God that his promises are yes and amen? It just feels good to talk about God and Christ. I need more of this. Maybe we'll start doing this and going live with this. I need to figure out how to go live on Twitter and Instagram and all that all at the same time. I will figure that out. But in the meantime, guys, that is going to be the word for the day. We're going to be out of here. We're going to cut this short and be done. So, I appreciate you all. I appreciate you all. I look forward. Christine Kane's coming to my church on Sunday, and I look forward to being part of that production there. I'm really excited that I'm part of production service. And I'm going to start talking about the book. If you guys haven't, I need to start promoting the book that the Lord allowed me to publish. So things are going as we settle in during the bull market. We'll talk, get to know each other. This is where you're going to come, man. I call it to be a kingdom financer. Yeah. This is where I am. This is where you are. This is where we find each other, and the Lord will guide our steps. So I appreciate you all. I love you all. I continue to pray for you all. And, let this play out. Bitcoin, this is what we look at. This is where we're going. I see Bitcoin on the way to the retrace. Until then, guys, we're going to get out of here. We're going to be done. I appreciate you all. Love you. This is your boy, Christian Israel. I need to remember what my out call was last time. I gotta create a new on my way out. But until then, love you guys. God bless. Thank you, Leo, Dr. CEO, for hanging out with me. And anyone else who stops by this, please hit that like button, do that social media thing. Until then, let's get out of here. Shall we? Shall we? Shall we? Shall we? Shall we? All right, guys. Love you. Out we go. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please make sure you like, subscribe, share this video, subscribe to this channel, and do the thing that people do on social media. At Twitter, at TikTok, New Creation Capital. Let us know, guys. Thanks so much. I hope you guys have a great day. Later, guys.